Welcome everyone. We're just going to wait a moment to let everyone in and then we'll get started. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Samuel Burmeister. I'm the Head of Technical Development here at AAT. Hope you're all enjoying your day so far. Today we're joined by Shindan from Gobbill, who's going to be helping us through. Now, one second. If you could not put your video on, that would be great. I'll just get you to turn that off if that's okay.
Hey Samuel, it's Shendon here. How are you going?
Good, thanks, Shannon. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Would you like me to share the my screen?
Yeah, someone's sharing the video at the moment.
Yeah, looks like it could be their family.
Exactly.
You cannot start sharing while others are participating in the share. Okay, I have to wait for that person. I'm very
Let
sorry.
me
Is
just
it
see
Ricky?
if I can turn that off. So whoever's just sharing their screen, if you could click the stop share red button up the top there that you're hovering near, please. Thank you. Okay, great. So Shendon's joining us today and he's going to be doing the tech talk for us today. Thanks, Shendon. And I'll be fielding any questions for him. So we might just take a few breaks throughout the session and then leave them for the end. This session will also be recorded. So feel free to use the chat function today, which you'll find in the bottom right-hand corner, and I will field any of those questions to Shendon. Thanks, Shendon. Take it away.
Thank you, Samuel. Hello, everybody. Hello, the AAT members, and thank you for your time. As Samuel mentioned, my name is Shendon Ewens. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a tech startup company called Gobbill. You probably never heard of us, and I really thank you for the opportunity to share with you a bit about what we do. Let's go there first. Well, you might know the person on the right, but you might not know me on the left. But a month ago, I was in a lift and someone overheard me saying that I was looking for a passionate bookkeeper. And this person happened to know Rochelle and was able to introduce me to Rochelle. And since then, I've been learning more about the AAT. I've never heard of the AAT before and the world of accounting technicians. You probably have never heard about Gobbill either, so just really grateful that we can connect up. The company Gobbill was founded about 3.5 years ago by my co-founder Quinton Marsh. And on the right, he's a quite a big Maori dude, and myself. We founded the company in a Melbourne pub of all places, and it was really an idea about our life admin, taking control of our bill payments because we were getting bills via email, and some of it was direct debit, and everything was just coming out at the wrong time, and we just wanted to manage our own household bills, and we wanted to be on top of direct debits. We wanted to pay on time, but be able to easily switch between banks and credit cards and make tax time easier. So we spent, you won't believe this, but we spent 1.5 years in a room together just coding away as two technical guys would do, trying to solve our own problem. And then we opened it up to our family and friends to use. And they loved it. They started using it and sharing it with other friends. And a year and a half went by because there was no solution out there. We looked for it for ourselves. A year and a half went by and we thought we better either get proper jobs and get paid, or we should perhaps turn this idea into a business of some kind. So we decided to take the next step and open it up to the Australian public households and small businesses. And we also recruited my younger brother, Simon, who's also in IT, to help us with the coding. So there's three quite technical people coding away on a platform called Gobbill. At the same time we were working on this, and this is a bit of a personal story, my younger brother and I, we found out that our father got scammed. And that day that his bank account was cleared out was a really was a stressful and anxious day for him, but not only him, but the family. He clicked on an invoice attachment in an email, and the scammers were able to watch his computer keystrokes for pretty much a month and a half to 2 months before they decided then to strike and steal his identity, clear out his bank account, took control of his emails, and tried to contact people that he knew to get money as well. And it was just a mess, absolute mess. And we had to respond to that. This was reported in Fairfax across The Age and Sydney Morning Herald. And on the day it was published, it went to the top of The Age. And my father was, although embarrassed about being the victim of scam, he was pretty chuffed that he was on top of Trump on the article. So he recovered from that. But I think what made the article, I suppose, popular or of interest to people is that we were fighting back. It wasn't a story about just victims, but we're actually doing something about these scams or these fake bills that are coming through, or malware that's coming through. And I think that resonated well with people, and they were interested in what we're doing. So what is Gobbill solving? We're not just about what we initially started, which was just getting our life in order and our bills, household bills, but also cybersecurity, reducing or preventing fraud from occurring. So trying to screen some of these bills that are coming through and create an app or online web app that will give you control and convenience, so you can easily switch banks and credit cards if you want to move and be able to do that easily without having to contact all the billers that are linked to that card. So we're about going about solving those three areas. And we've seen in the last 10 years that there is a significant decline in physical mail, as we know, for Aussie Post, but around the world as well, and a significant increase in the way in which bills or statements or notifications are delivered via email. And of course, at the same time, there is an increasing spike in fraud, ransomware, you name it. It's just been increasing year on year. And we see that not only in Australia, but in worldwide, increase in different forms of fraud. And with that comes fake bills, fake invoices, or ransomware. And they're usually weaponized or delivered via phishing emails, which are emails that are delivered just hoping that you'll click on it or download something or go across to the website. And that's how my father got done by. But they're getting even more sophisticated. Just last week, my CFO was instructed by supposedly myself to transfer $23,000. It was a fake email, and they spelt my name right, my full name. My CFO, they knew that he was my CFO, and they created a new email account pretending to be me. And I showed that email to Richard, and he said, "Oh, can't believe that." And it's just one of those things that maybe you're not aware of, but it is happening, and it's happening more and more so small businesses and also for households as well. The main victims of these scams and attacks are really small businesses around tax time. I think that's a really prevalent time for them to hit small businesses. People are busy, accountants, bookkeepers, BAS agents, everyone's busy, the business owners are busy. And also households, older Australians, typically over 45, and typically females are falling victims to all sorts of online or cybercrime. And it's really difficult, in some cases, very simple to spot them, but when you're really tired and a bill comes into your inbox, it can be difficult to spot a fake one. And here's an example of the AGL one, which the links were replaced by a fake AGL website, and they can lead you to capture your logon details or lead you to capture your credit card details. There was another one with Telstra earlier this year, fake bill or notification, get your bill, or they'll replace those buttons with the Pay Now button with their own link, and they'll have their own copy of Telstra's website spun up to capture your credit card details. So we're trying to fight back, and we're looking to reduce the incidence of fraud for small businesses and households so that they can safely pay bills and invoices. Not only that, we're also trying to address a number of other pain points along the process of accounts payable. So to be able to easily change payment details with the different billers, to try to avoid late fees, to pay on time but not too early. And also just collecting the information to make tax time easier as well for households and small businesses. So we believe we can save a lot of time in manually handling bills, checking bills, paying and filing bills. So it's just the three areas, and putting it all together in an automated process. We call ourselves a digital finance assistant. So users can simply sign up and they get a Gobbill@gobbill.com email address, which you can give to billers like Telstra or wherever to send it directly to your Gobbill account, or you can authorize your own email account to forward bills and invoices into Gobbill, and we will digitize it, check it for fraud, and pay it before it's due. You can link your bank account, your credit card, and early next year, probably your digital wallet as well. So cryptocurrencies can be debited to pay bills, and we will facilitate that. Businesses also can link their Gobbill account with Xero and transfer the data across, or export it as a CSV. We just do that as a way of starting out. So in our little online service, we enable users to take a photo of a bill, just forward it in as attachment via email. We check it for fraud, we schedule it. There's a little calendar that shows you when things are due, when it will be debited, and you can also manage your different payment methods. There's also a little bit of a reporting area where all the categorization of gas, electricity, water, insurance, they're all categorized and with GST split out, and also a number of notifications that come out of the system. We hope to save up to about 70% of the accounts payable time, or just allowing households to really get on and do things that matter rather than sitting there and logging on to internet banking, paying the bills, or trying to just juggle the cash flow when bills come out. We're at Gobbill are all about automation, and we started a company just pretty much coding to automate the whole process. We use some elements of AI for text extraction. We also join up a lot of processes using coding, And with this automation and a lot of personal information, because it's our own information, personal information as well in the system, we very early on took a stance and formed it as part of our core values, which is really about stewardship of data. And I don't believe a lot of people talk about that, but we feel that it's a really important position to take, which is we collect a lot of user information. In your profession, you probably see a lot of personal information and other details, and we want to process it securely. But not only that, we don't want to sell the information or share it with anyone else. And that's our stewardship and position and policy. And part of that also extends to how we've approached the general public. So our pub test is, if it's not good enough for our friends and family, it's not good enough for the Australian public. And we're using that as our pub test. We've been called out as an example of perhaps fintechs or new startup technology companies that perhaps could help restore some of the trust. The banking, the Royal Commission, the misconduct has identified a lot of things, that the bad behaviours that have been going on. But I suppose for us, 3.5 years ago when we started this for ourselves, our friends and family, and we don't want to lose sight of community and who we're serving. And I think that plays a part in the way we go about building this business going forward. We recently signed a number of partnerships where we signed up with a company called My Prosperity, and they're in the area of wealth management. They white label a solution to financial advisors and accountants. We've signed an agreement to distribute across Australia, New Zealand, and UK, and we're really looking forward to working with them over the coming years to actively promote Gobbill. So Gobbill's name will not be seen by perhaps a lot of users that are using the My Prosperity app, but it'll be the same functionality. We also signed with a crypto exchange company or digital exchange company that is Austrac registered, called Cointree, and they will facilitate the ability to pay bills via crypto. And we see this as a strategic move, not only immediately, but it's really more for the next 3 to 5 years, where we see digital currencies evolving and maturing and having a role to play in society. We also partnered with a ASX and Frankfurt listed company called I Sign This, which allows us to do card acquiring, digital KYC around the world, and they'll also assist us with our EU and UK bank clearing facilities. And we've also, apart from those three recent partnerships, we've been very fortunate to be supported by different parties. Microsoft has sponsored us for 3 years, and they've given us another sponsorship for another year. Westpac helps us with our bank clearing. There's so many different parties that help us along as a new startup company. So I know it's probably a pretty short presentation, but what's next for us? Well, we're really, I was saying at the start, we were looking for a passionate bookkeeper. Well, we're looking for one because we were looking to be shaped and guided in terms of our product and where we're going. And coming across the AAT, we'd love to work more closely with the membership. We hope to grow and serve the community in the best possible way. I believe also in your AAT roadshow coming up, there will be a topic on cybersecurity, and I think there are different experts that have been pulled in onto your roadshow. So if you're interested in the topics of that were covered, I think probably encourage you, and I'll get along to the Melbourne roadshow to get along to those and hear more about cybersecurity. Thank you very much. I'll hand over back to Samuel. Is that right?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Shandon. Thanks a lot. This is probably a good time for questions. So if anyone's got any questions for Shandon, I could get you to type them in the chat for me, and I'll relay them now to Shendon to help with that. I guess while we're waiting for questions to Shendon, what stage is Gobbill at the moment in terms of like the client-facing product and what people can, how can people go about registering interest for Gobbill with their own clients?
Yep, they can. You can go to the Gobble website and you can. Firstly, I think the good thing would be to try it out personally as a product. So you can sign up for a personal product and it's free to join, and you just pay for whatever you use. So whether it's a bank transfer or credit card payments, you can see how the whole system works then, and all the notifications that come through. You can sign up for your business, or you can encourage your business to sign up, or you could sign up as your business to process bills and invoices. So I've got a link here, gobble.com/AAT, that you may wish to go to and have a look. We're very much a work in progress. So as a company, we're in the initial stages and still requires a lot of shaping to do. So I just welcome any feedback. So I think my email's on the screen share at the moment. You could email me, tell me what you love about it, what you don't like about it. Give me suggestions. That's fine. We will do our best, and we're just wanting to get people to try it out and see what they think of it.
Great. And would you mind, is it possible for you to pull up the website on your screen for us just so you can give us a little look at where they'd go to do that? That'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Let me see.
I've also posted the link in the chat for anyone who wants to check that out. Sounds like a great solution for some of our clients, I think, and the safety has definitely been a big topic of discussion this year because of all the breaches that are occurring, and people are getting more and more of these scams.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, just you can see my screen right now. You can go to the personal use or for business use, but I'd say either if you want to try it out for business, it's fine. It's $25 a month for 50 invoices that are digitized and paid for you. There's a price schedule that you can have a look in more detail. Let's say there's a bill calendar, so you can see when bills are due. So the original construction of the product has been for a household or a business owner. It hasn't really got to a stage where if I'm managing the finances for a number of clients, how would I go about doing that? So we might see that evolving next year in terms of one log on to be able to manage a number of different clients and a number of different businesses. But what else?
So we've got a question that's come through about integrations. Are you looking to integrate with other accounting software in the future, like QuickBooks Online?
Yeah, I think we've got Myob as the next cab off the rank. We've just completed the Xero one and the API integration, and so you can connect from Gobble to your Xero account, and then you can just nominate the organization you're syncing with, and all the invoices will be transferred across. A draft entry is created with the attached invoice, and that's completed by the API sync with Xero. Mile will be next, I believe, and QuickBooks. That would be the first time I've heard someone ask for that, I think. So it's good to probably shoot me an email if that's something that's important to you, so that we hear back from people that are waiting. Perhaps I won't use that product until it's able to synchronize with QuickBooks. The product does export to CSV file, so if in many cases an import might be suffice for many people.
Yep. Great. Well, yeah, definitely. I know we personally in our practice too use a lot of QuickBooks. I think you'll find as well the API with QuickBooks is quite good for apps. So it's potentially something for you guys to look at in the future as well.
Yeah.
So in terms of, you said that it's still being built out in terms of the app being available as an advisor portal. Currently, is it a one user style software? Once someone downloads it for the business, is it just one person can use it at a time, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's not a downloadable app, so that's the first thing to just remember. It's a responsive web app, so just go to a URL and you can log in. You can log in with social accounts as well. You can link your social accounts. But it is, yeah, as you say, Samuel, it's designed really initially for an individual user for now, but we're looking to reshape that so that multi users, multi business owners for accounting or bookkeeping practice can be managed with a single log on.
Great. I think in the meantime, it'll still be handy because I think Australia's really begging out for something like this that does a few things and ticks a few boxes. So we can still sign our clients up for it and give it a go ourselves before we do, and then show them how to use it. Basically, it doesn't sound too complicated, but I really like the idea of the bill calendar as well. I think that's a really great concept. Have you got any integrations with the calendars? Are able to export to their calendar yet, or any plans to do that in the future as well?
Yeah, no, we can't do that at the moment, but yeah, that's something that would be nice to have, which is the ability to just synchronize with maybe a Google Calendar of some kind. Right now, it's just an internal calendar where bills are coming up.
Yeah, perfect. So they could leave that open, and whoever does the accounts payable can have that reference. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
There's one more thing. I in the personal household one or in the business, you can also see the reports and you can download for the financial year, whether it's accrual accounting or cash-based accounting. You can download a whole CSV broken down by the transaction amount, GST, as well as a zip file with all your invoices for your financial year with the receipts. So for me, each financial year, I just download it and store it. If I need to go back to it, I just crack open that zip file and it's there. It's pretty much, for home office expenses or whatever, and you're claiming a percentage or something, you can always go back and crack open that zip and the electricity bill or the internet bill or whatever it is there.
Okay, awesome. And I've got another question here from someone. This is a bit of a curly one, so we'll see how we go.
Okay.
So they said that they operate as a financial intermediary for the NDIS and its participants, and they receive a huge amount of invoices each month on behalf of their clients. So what they're asking is it possible to use Gobbill to screen those email invoices, but for them to still take control of the payments process at the end themselves? Or does Gobbill need to handle the payments and the screening of the invoices?
Yeah, we've been asked. Surprisingly, we've been asked that a few times. So that's not a new one. And I think what I'd encourage that person to do is just get in contact with me, because it is a bit of a custom solution. But and if you've got quite a large volume of invoices that you need screening, we can perhaps do something to help out. I've been involved with Expression Australia, which is formerly VicDev, and also Disability Services. So I'm really wanting to help out in any shape or form in the disability sector.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Shendon. And I've put Shendon's email address there in the chat, as well as the address for the AOT link. Otherwise, also, I think just pop on to gobbill.com and have a look as well there. I know I'll personally definitely be checking it out because I think this is a great idea and I'd be keen to help shape it. Like you said, you guys want the feedback, and
Yes,
we're great at giving feedback.
please. Constructive ones, please.
Of course. Now, did we have any last questions for Shendon? Otherwise, we might wrap it up there. That's a good length. Let's give it a moment, Shendon, so that any last questions can be typed.
Hey, this might be an early one because it's only 30 minutes all up.
That's perfectly fine. Quality, not quantity, we say.
Thanks, Eric. Awesome.
Okay, well, we might leave it there. If you do have any questions, I've put Shendon's email there in case you can't see that. It's on the, if you could go back to it on the screen, maybe just to finish up. And I'll also read it out. It's Shendon, SHENDON, at gobbill.com.au, which you can see there at the top. And you've also got the website details there. Thanks everyone for attending. We'll be recording and posting this. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming, Shendon.
Thank you. Thanks very much. See ya. Bye.